All right, hello, hello. Sorry, I was watching the wrong screen for the countdown on that one. So if it was sitting there, my bad, just for a few. All right, so let's dive in. We got some big news coming out in the next 25 minutes. Obviously, the JOLTS data, something that Powell mentioned. We're seeing a couple different news articles about it. As far as how the market really prepped for it, I wouldn't say that there's been massive amounts, and you can see again another rather slow day. I know for me right now, Asher started his first day of school today, so we dealt with that. Jen is at a parent-teacher conference right now, meeting her teacher with Melissa. I have Kit by myself, and then Reese is still sleeping downstairs. So I should have. I forgot Reese was here. I should have woken Reese up. Kip is all over the place, doing his thing. It'll be tomorrow. The rest of the week, it'll be interesting. Just updates tomorrow. I will not be broadcasting with Reese first day of school and Jin's official first day of school and everything. It is also my birthday tomorrow, so I will be taking the day off from this, and obviously, kid activities are going to dominate the day. Um, so I will not be on tomorrow. So just FYI on that one. Um, yeah. So right now, -7, -11, nothing, right? Obviously, the yen story, they're both up about 60 again. It's yen weakness coming back in. Dollar Swiss too, 37. So again, people are not really, they're like, what is this going to look like? A lot of indecision, even the euro pound. So again, last week of August, a lot of schools starting. I think a lot of people are just kind of like, looking for September and kind of taking a little bit of a week off. Is kind of what it looks like for me. All right. Now tomorrow morning again, I will not be here, but we do actually have that ADP non-farm data out there. It's supposed to be expected lower than before, as well as preliminary GDP. Both pretty big things, big releases out there. Obviously, the German data, the preliminary CPI, is also very important for what's going on with the euro. Curious with the lack of movement what we've seen this week, if there will be more tomorrow, um, because we will get some CPI data. Right? I mean, CPI data is, although not the most important, it's what the market believes is the most important kind of data point. So, we may get a little bit more tomorrow. I'm actually surprised we don't have more movement in the euro pound. Um, I thought we would get a little bit more today. I was like, oh, with the day off on Monday, it should be a little bit better, but it is not. So, with that, let's go across, and all my things got moved around here a little bit. All right, Kip was hitting all kinds of buttons. It was a little crazy. No, 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 no. This is dangerous. Here, Daddy already cut here. Here, you do this. You know how to do this one? You can do this one. Yeah. No, you cannot have that. He's gonna melt down. Hold on one sec, guys. Hold on. Stop, 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 stop. No, 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 stop. Okay. Well, it's going away. It's not for buds. It's not for buds. We're at the tell me no, I'm gonna melt down stage. No. Mm-mm. Not gonna open it up. Leave it right there. No, no. Um, so VIX, obviously VIX deteriorated back down again. Okay, stop. No, no. Here, you want this thing? Here, you can have this. You want this? Ooh, what's that? VIX obviously pushed down yesterday like we expected with no real news. There was no reason why it wouldn't. Today it's been holding pretty firm, and we'll see what happens after JOLTS. Now, obviously, this is a little bit delayed. I'm not paying for, I don't use VIX that often, but showing you with the volatility being down back into that 15% range, it obviously can move farther if it needed to, right? Um, Today again, it's all going to depend on VIX. If VIX gets higher than expected increase, we could see this thing really take off. So, I think that's really kind of the next big piece that we're waiting for is what happens next with with the jobs data. Again, the jobs data was specifically mentioned by Powell. I mean, if it comes in, I mean, here's the thing: if this jobs data comes in, whoops, today, if this job data comes in, oh look, they adjusted it. Yesterday it was 9.7. Today it's 9.49. So it's less than what it was yesterday. So I guess if the forecast is that it's going down, that's probably why the market is kind of confused. I just realized that. Yeah, it was 9.7 yesterday. It was expected to go higher. So here's the thing. If it comes in at 9.7, 9.8, 9.9, 10, if there's a big, surprise jump, I think the markets are getting smoked. I think the dollar takes off. Now there's already been a bit of a reduction. And that's probably why we're seeing the dollar up a little bit, right? But not it hasn't cleared the range, right? It did go down. It kind of peeked its head down below. Late last night, it went down to 103.80 and then really kind of took off. And 3 o'clock, this is important because we mentioned here, this is where the US or the UK market was really going to have their first chance. 3 o'clock is right there. Really kind of been straight up. So now I'm kind of wondering if this is going to get again. Yesterday we were seeing it. It looked like there was a lot more movement for dollar weakness coming in than dollar strength. And even right now, with this kind of skyrocketing in the overnight, it was already kind of adjusted to the downside. It looks like it's probably going to be more of a weakness based trade. Um, so yeah, interesting that it's done that. So yeah, we'll kind of see with that one. But again, VIX, if that number is higher, again, I think it bursts higher. They've already adjusted it down a little bit, so I guess it's not going to be as bad. But I'm curious to see, with it being, we're not going to put it on the keyboard right there. Do not touch the keyboard. Um, we'll see. Um, Now I'm very curious that they adjusted it down. Um, Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right, so dollar obviously surging back, kind of where we were from yesterday. It's up just a little bit. Um, are we going to have massive movement from here? Yeah, it's going to depend on that jobs number. But if that jobs number comes in pretty much as expected, I would expect this just to kind of turn and basically roll back down again. The move has already kind of happened. And again, having that lower than expectation wouldn't be a surprise. But if it comes over a 10, this thing's going to skyrocket. We'll be up over in here, the 104.50ish range. Now, all the indices slightly in the green, slightly. And again, I don't think they're going to move massive. Stop. They're not going to move massive amounts. Until that data's out, because that's going to be the big thing today, right? Is it higher? Is it lower? What is it? And again, NQ is winning the race right now, as it should, but Russell is the one that's going to move the most. That data comes in lower than expected, a 9.3. Russell should take off. Daddy said, do not touch the keyboard. Here, do this. Look. Here. Ooh. There we Good job. Good job. Here, look. There you go. There you go. So looks like Russell's already starting to push back. Yeah, look at the volatility in Russell. It's like, oh yeah. Right now commodities are split across the board. And when I mean split, you have crude down just a smidge. It's literally playing with 80. There, it's 80.01 now. Down just a little bit. Natural gas up big again, right? Up to 367 again. Is it still the same thing? Yeah, here you go. Natural gas prices dip as hurricane. I don't even know how to say that. Adalia? Is that Adalia? Idalia? Adalia? Moves towards Florida. Now it's obviously it's not pulling back the way we wanted. No, last chance. Touch it again. You go to the other room. Yeah, we're at the trying stage. Oh, god damn it! No, you just like stabbed me with a. Yeah, I'm gonna re-put the crib up. I think. Yeah, he stabbed me right in the leg. Gotta love kids. Love kids. It's one of those mornings. One of those mornings. So where we are, poached a little bit high, up 3.8%. Again, it says it's the hurricane's nearing Florida. What I would say right now is maybe in a day, we should see this start to roll back down again. This is obviously one of those, acts of God. We can't really change it too much. But with it kind of poised back up here, being in an area of sellers, it's already run into them again. Obviously, there's the big gap in there. It should turn. It should be ready to go and fall to the downside where it is right now. I know, right, Ernest? I'm going to send him to Texas. Put him the hard labor too. Yeah, he's by far the most trying of the three or the four, right? Melissa's like, oh, the boys weren't bad. I'm like, no, they just played with each other. They had a constant friend at all times. They were not really destructive as boys, and Jin was like, Jin was cake. But Jin's now scared of everything, so now it's the exact opposite. So, but the nice thing yesterday, we did mention that for natural gas, at least, and again, we'll cover this later, that 255 was kind of where the target was. We talked about filling that gap. It did actually come down and fill the gap. The low in the last 24 hours, actually, I guess it's only doing it in the day. It actually did come down at 254. So confirm that we have buyers down there. So again, as this pushes back down, that 255 is still going to be the target. Now, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar yesterday, we talked about, 64.47. It was confirmed 61.8 is in there. You can see that we hit it at about 11 o'clock last night, and then we kind of went up around 6 o'clock and hit it again. I think the trade is already officially out. Yeah, it's done. 1 to 3 is sitting right there. It was a 10 for 30. We mentioned it was a nice little range. So again, not too much to, It literally just hit its profit target not even 2 hours ago, so not much we can do from there. It is actually, I will extend this across. This is an old level, and you can see its base back in there. If we adjust it down, kind of where the old 23 was in here, you can see it was supported from that area. With a big push down, again, this is kind of set up in more of a dollar weakness based trade, but I will say be cautious because the last hour and a half, again, is straight up, right? Typically, when we see that straight up an hour and a half, that kind of telltales where it's moving. Um, um, but it is a parabolic move straight down, coming from this like 6 o'clock time frame. What did we see at 6 o'clock today? Not much, right? Not much. Um, really nothing in there, right? Nothing. So, with the big push to the downside, question is this the release? Did somebody see the numbers that would send this kind of tumbling down? And now we're seeing kind of the profit taking beforehand. Could we see another surge back down again? Again, it depends on what that number is going to be. But yeah, so here's one of the levels from yesterday. Again, a confirmed level, 61.8 backstop. We mentioned it. We talked about it. Nice little, 10 for 30 in the other direction. Oh, Melissa's done. Let's see. Is she coming back home? Okay, she's checking out the playground. Yeah, Jin was like freaking out. Um, okay. She's like, it went great. She's just checking out the little playground. Yeah. So Jin was like, she's panicked and like scared of everything now. I'm pretty sure tomorrow when we go to do the bus, she's gonna melt down and like literally be like, no, and like I'm to like pry her off and throw her on the bus. I'm sure it's gonna be one of those things. But she just met her teacher. She brought her teacher a cookie, so she's all excited. Okay. So where it is right now, again, parabolic retracement brings it right back up to the 64.47. But be cautious. The hour and a half beforehand, we've hit that zone of buyers. It's not the best one. It's not really where we want to take it off of. But again, it is a nice little turning point. But it is kind of like preparing itself. I feel like what this really is I feel like this is somebody had the data a little bit early, right? The data was kind of released. Somebody kind of slipped about what the data was going to be, shot this sucker down, and now we're seeing the profit taking from it. I wouldn't be surprised if the data sends us back up with, again, dollar weakness, right? We're seeing, right? Big surge up again. We're kind of holding up high, right? We know that this is kind of the upper area here. Does that push back down to 104? Kind of makes sense with what we're seeing. With the Aussie, also kind of makes sense, right? Big, strong surge down, and now it's kind of reversing back again. Do we continue that push? So, yeah, kind of feel like somebody knows what the data is going to be. All right, so we were looking for somewhat of a Harry Potter trade in this one. We're looking for kind of the base and the pullback. This, again, this is not really kind of the base we were looking for, right? That puts the base up here, which it's the opposite. The base should be more down here, but even then, it's kind of not really a true base. It's kind of flipping back and forth again. So depending on what you did this one, as it pulled back down again, you may have tried to take it long on this side. Um, Either way, this one got pretty sloppy, right? With the 530 and then the push back down again. So we really haven't changed. I'm going to take it off. The zone for me really just, it hit it and then just sliced through, never really based, right? One of the things about a Harry Potter is we're looking for a decent base in here. Maybe you tried this. Maybe you tried here to here, 7 pips, but you would have got stopped out on it. So still looking for that one to go long. Again, I like the other one. This one, not really the best. I was really hoping we get more of a base, and we just didn't. So we can extend this just a little bit higher. You can see it actually missed the 23. Nothing really lines up great on this one. I don't really love too much. And the problem is to the left, we're dealing with this. There's a 61.8 in there, but there's a lot of spikes. It looks like the next time is this 94. So again, we're going to put it all the way up there, the 94, 91. As far as where a potential area is for turning around. This is like, I'll be home to grab Kip. Like, okay. Yeah. I'm going to figure out some solution. The problem is too right now. So Jin, who went to a nature preschool, meaning that you don't have any toys. Sticks, stones, bugs, rocks, worms. Those are all like the toys that her nursery school used. So she used to love worms. She used to like carry worms around everywhere. Now she's like, oh, Dad, there's a mosquito in my room, and she's like scared of everything. So she brought all of her Barbies. She has 8 million Barbies. She brought all of them into my room, so my office. I literally have a pathway that I can walk to and from the computer, and then there's Barbies everywhere. Right? She was supposed to clean this up, and she did not. So I can't put Kip on the floor because You know, like all those Dennis the Menace things, and you hear like all the horror stories about little brothers, what they do to their sisters' dolls. Well, that's Kip. Okay, it's not a stereotype. It's not a generalization. It is Kip. He's ripped heads, arms, legs, feet. We're missing a couple feet. Yeah. So if I put Kip down, right, to avoid being stabbed and whatever, he is going to Godzilla the Barbie room. Yeah. So I have to get her to move all her stuff back to her room and not be in Daddy's room. Yeah, so that's my morning. But 94.91, looking for a nice little reverse off that. Now, euro dollar. Euro dollar. Again, we talked about this one. We missed it by just a little bit. 11 o'clock last night. We mentioned the sellers coming in. We were actually looking for it at about 108.39.5, and it made it to 108.38. So we missed it by just a little tiny bit. But look at that pull all the way back to the downside. We were hoping to get a little bit closer. We're trying to kind of snipe this one right here on the top of where those buyers were, and it kind of got front run just by a little bit. This is one of those ones that these are painful. When you wake up and you see these, you're like, oh my God, it's down big. That's a 50 pip runner. That's a 50 pip reversal from that level. Um, yeah, it's frustrating. Frustrating seeing that and missing it by such a little amount. It is what it is. We knew that we were going to have some sellers in there again because of this new spike in there. Again, backstop by the 50. Loved it. But again, God, it just missed it by just a little smidge. I mean, just such a small amount, right? Um, you're talking about basically, I mean, the spread right now is 2. You're talking about less than one of the spreads, right? Less than a spread. Um, Now, this one is also rallying back up again. Now, again, this one looks more like it is setting up again, rallying right before the news. Pretty much since last night, it was been nothing but dollar strength, and now we're seeing that dollar weakness roll back in again. Question is this the correction move, or is this starting off like basically the profit taking, right? Will we see dollar weakness? And again, didn't come back. We talked in 107.70 was not really the best of levels. We weren't super interested in it, and you can see it kind of turned a little bit of a basing area, but nothing great. Again, right now, I mean, the spread's up to 2.2 on this one, right, at Oanda. Actually, this is a forex.com one. Oh, did I not change it? I don't know if I can change it from here. Yeah, unfortunately, this one got deleted by mistake, and now it's forex.com, not Oanda, but whatever. Um, so, you know, that may have actually hit on Oanda. That's what it was drawn off of originally. So we'll see. I think this one gets some movement. I like this is one of the big ones I'd like to actually look at after. I knew that spread was big. Okay. Check this one. Oh, I don't. God knows where it only threw it. All right, it's here somewhere. But that's the one that I wanted. All right, so we may have to mess that one around a little bit. I wish I could just switch where the feed was, but I guess that's considered different. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But anyway, we'll see where this dollar pushes it. I like to. I honestly, I kind of hope that we do get dollar weakness now. I'd like this to surge forward. I'd like to take another crack at that zone. I like the response off of it. I love that it was front run. I'd like to get another crack at that zone when it comes in. So yeah, kind of hoping it surges up and then we can play like a parabolic move. Like if we get one of these, kind of hoping we get this, and then we can kind of take it and do one of these. Well, it doesn't go backwards, but you guys know what I mean. As it comes over there, right, like that. Kind of looking at something like that. That would be ideal. We'll see what it does. But right now, it's not an area. It is pulling back. So again, there is an opportunity here if you want to take this short. If you really do like it, I mean, you could draw fibs on this one. And you could say, hey, listen, there's basing with a touch. For me on this one, with the move that we've seen this morning, I kind of want to wait. I'd like to wait. We got 5 minutes. Maybe it puts itself there. Maybe it's a continuation down. Like I said, this is a lot of movement. 5 minutes before that news. This is a decent candle. Yeah, it's 25 pips. That's a 4-hour ATR right there. Right, the 4-hour ATR is 23. That's more than a 4-hour move in this. We're 25 minutes into this candle. Right. Did we get a little bit of a headline? I'm wondering. Nope, not yet. Not yet. It's there. People are looking at it. I wonder if it's surging because people are like, "Oh my god!" Like we did, right? We looked at it as like, "Wait a second, it was 9.7 yesterday. Now it's 9.5, right? Or 9.49." I wonder if people saw that and that's why it's starting to surge back up again because people realize that there was an adjustment there. Great, he had clippers, and now the clippers are gone. Whoops, 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 whoops. What are you doing? There we go. Here, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. There. Um. So yeah, that's kind of what like euro pound. You can see as far as the euro pound goes, really not much movement. We're looking at a total of 6 pips in 24 hours. Um, Again, we're still kind of maintaining the same level. I'll just extend this across again. Seems to be the hot spot. You can see that it went down a little bit, and now we're peaking above. So we're also hitting an area where sellers have come in again. Really, no news today. This is just slightly worse. It was already expected to be a little bit there. Not necessarily the big mover. I'm assuming tomorrow, with this Spanish CPI and the German CPI numbers, I'm assuming we'll get a little bit more movement with the euro. Right now, let me fix this. Hold on. Right now, actually, Spanish again. Spanish is not the biggest mover. It's expected to go higher, and then Germany's supposed to hold a point 0.3 without any reduction. So, right now, with the euro pound rising back up again, if we can get to the 86.01, I think that's probably a decent area to take a short off of. It's got about 15 pips. But we're going to run out of steam in about 2 hours on this one. The European market is already starting to wind down. The UK market will wind down also a little bit more in the next hour, 2 hours. But we may see a new top put in here. This is a little bit of a bigger zone. I mean, bigger is in drawing, like percentage wise, not big as in it's only 9 pips. But you can see the area that was formed for the basing off of it. So there's a decent, we have up, I guess, really about 25 pips, which it's only got a 41 pip ATR on it. What are you doing? What? Let's see. Boom. I got you now. I got it now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There, got your feet. You little monkey feet. So if we surge up, I do think this is a potential, rollover back to the downside. I do like the level. I'd like to have a decent top put in. Um, yeah, So again, I like the fact that we had this pullback in basing, and a 61.8 up in there. So yeah, that's kind of what's next for this one. Euro yen. All right, so euro yen. This is another one of those ones. Last night we missed it by just a little bit. Look, it's a little, and then it came up and it turned and pushed back down again. You're like, oh man, missed it by. Oh, somebody yawning now? Are we tired? You stabbed me and now you're gonna fall asleep. 1 point, or actually, what is it? 1.9, and has a 1.6 spread. So again, another late night surge back down again, and to grab more buyers. Um, Funny enough, it did actually grab off the bottom in the right spot too. This is really where it should have been. Um, Unfortunately, I was dealing with Kip already. I didn't see this one. That's really where, again, look at this level of basing with like touching right there, right? Touching, touching, touching. You could have used that if you wanted to, or just use that one, right? Look at that move. I did not catch that one. Yeah, it's too far away. That would have been a nice little grab, right? That confirmation right there. 10 pips too. Jesus. Can't believe I missed that one. Nice little 50 pip runner. That's nice. Look at that. Base, and again, base. Right? Little confirmation action right here. 10 pips. Boom. Um, yeah. So anyway, let's pull this off. It touched the 78. Pull this one off. Basing there, but this is actually primed as well. I'm gonna put this here. Clean this up. The opposite direction now. Right now, there's nothing lined up. So yeah, ideal scenario on this one. If we can continue, again, this can get some help from the yen today. If we can get a little bit more push up, that'd be a nice turn and roll back to the downside, right? For tomorrow's news, I could be good with that one. Let's see what we got here. Pending. Oh, look at that. 8.83 and 106. So confidence was down, right? Confidence was down big, but that labor number much less than expected. Um, all right, so again, Powell mentioned it, but there's that dollar weakness based move that we were calling for. So yeah, so ideally, if this one comes up, I think we turn to look for this one to kind of flip back to the downside, right? The 159.33. Yeah, there you go. Turn. Still taking off. Pop. There's the pop. Pretty close. God, I hope it doesn't turn right there. Like, oh, just go touch it. Yeah, nice little push. So yeah, I said I want to revisit this one again. Not too far off. We'll see how the candle closes here. It'd be nice if we would snag that little piece right there. Another double fruit fly. I missed it. Um. So yeah, stop. This is that weakness position. Are you clapping for fruit flies? Are you trying to kill some fruit flies? All right. Look at that. See, look at that. It held right there on that zone. It's a nice push too. Problem with this one is a parabolic move down, and then it's like almost a parabolic move back up again. Um, hey, I think this one has the. I know it's been hit twice here already. I think this one has the potential. It may actually go a little bit higher to the 78. It may just break through the top. Look for a red, green, red reversal in this one. Um, you see the red. Right. That's what we're looking for. If we can find a red, green, red up in here, I think you take this one and look for this one to push back down. Okay. Good with that one. Stop. We're not kicking the desk. All right, there we go. We just reached it. So there you go. It officially touched. Um, Same thing. Look for a confirmation entry on this one. 1 to 3 is sitting right about there. Right. So look for the confirmation. Red, green, red. Look to take this one to the downside. It's 10 for 30, so it's not very big. It just pushes it back down to where it needs to be. So, all right, good. Pound dollar. All right, so pound dollar. Wow. Look at this one. All right, so we said look to see what happens, right? Ideally, we wanted to surge because we wanted a dollar strength based move. What did it do though? It didn't go up. It went down from the European session and drove it right into an area with confirmed buyers. And then what did it do? It popped to the top side. So as far as news based trading goes, this was the best news based trade right there. Again, 16 for 50. Nice little move there. So again, this is why it's very, very important, especially when you have holidays like that, to go from open to news, see what the market does. What did the market do? It made it cheap, 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 made it cheap for an easy buy. Boom, 50 pip run to the top side. Son stabbed me in the leg. Mama, go to mama. Yeah, he stabbed me in the thing with a. All right, hip is free. Here, take his play, take his play, take his play. Here, shut my door, please. All right, cool. Woof. All right, so nice little news based trade there, pretty easy. And again, this is why we mark these off. I always get the question like, why did you mark those off? Why do you do that? The reason I do it is again, I want to know what happens to the market beforehand, right? Big money will move the price around to get better deals, right? They'll send it higher to take shorts, they'll send it lower to make it cheap on sale. People see this and be like, oh man, look, it's negative, 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 negative. Look, we're breaking through the lows. Time to short, right? Is it time to short? No. They just kind of set it up for the news. And again, everything we saw was that dollar weakness based trade. We were hoping for the dollar strength because Powell mentioned it. But again, the market told us what to do, right? Take all your opinions and beliefs out, trade what you see. Drops down, boom, punch to the top side. So nice move. Not much we can do with it right now. Again, it's still holding firm in here. Maybe there's something up in the 50 range. There is something small up there, so maybe again, if we can get up to here, that's where the reversal kind of comes in at. Still got some room to run, and again, there are sellers kind of here, here, and here. Again, it is somewhat of a parabolic move. It's a 4 hour, 4 hour move. Um, Keep the Barbie safe. Yeah, there's so many of them. Like, and Laura, I give her credit. She like she'll take scraps of fabric and will like cut two like slots in them, and she'll like feed the arms through, wrap it around, and then she'll put one of her hair rubber bands around it. She's like, "Look, Dad, I made a dress for her." So yeah, she enjoys them. She'll literally come up here and play for like an hour by herself, just with Barbies. She'll put her play on. She'll sing to them. Like she'll put Elsa. She's really been into singing lately. So she lines them up for a show and she sings to all her Barbies. So it's pretty amazing. Yeah, she's really into Barbie. She hasn't seen the movie there, just for the record. So yeah, at this point, look for turn and reversal. Again, the market looked like they had this one nailed down to the T. Look for it to come up. Look for reversals again. Another red, green, red at the top of this. Anywhere really. I'd say anywhere up in this area here would be pretty decent. There's the potential you could draw it here, I guess, if you really wanted to grab something. I don't think it's been all the way up. Did it push it all the way up? No, not yet. So it's close. Um, maybe 126.44. But again, right now it's sitting in the area of sellers right now. So this would be the time where it starts to turn and reverse back down. So the news is done. The news is out. Everybody's seen it. Yeah, that's what it is. Pound yen. All right. So pound yen. We were looking for some type of a confirmation. We started to play back and forth, but this one kind of got evaporated rather quickly. Um, it kind of touched, then it kind of came back again. And this is the problem. The entry was not great. This level of basing right here. And one of the things about these reversals, if they start to really form like a really solid base, you got to be cautious with it. And this is a perfect example. We knew we had selling, right? We knew we had selling in this entire area, so we were concerned about it, right? Mark that area off right there. Whoops. That's what we smashed into. Smashed into it again. Then we started the base. So you're like, man, it's almost setting up for a long Harry Potter. So we know there's buyers in there. And what did it do? It tagged our zone, came back down, and then started the chop, 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 chop. It's like, oh crap. It was finding all the buyers that needed to punch through. Now it punched through. So now it's smooth sailing all the way up. So unfortunately, this is one of those ones that if you set and forget it, it wouldn't have worked out well. But you had plenty of time. From 2 o'clock yesterday, you knew this base was forming right here. That kind of takes a lot of steam out of things because it's like, hey, listen, we're gonna stack a bunch of buyers right here if you need them, and it did. It came up, ran into those sellers like it should have, pushed back down again, grabbed that same level of buyers that was accumulating there, and then boom, punched higher. So yeah, yes, Engine, you're just getting your Barbies, okay, okay, play with Barbies. So right now with pound yen, right now, I think the yen is dominating this one more. We are seeing some weakness inside of the pound. We see that in the euro pound chart. Potentially that comes up, right? I think the biggest thing right now is really just kind of like letting this one kind of work its way out. Again, being on the holiday yesterday, it looks like all the pound kind of strength has already rolled back in. We should see some profit taking. But is there really any type of trend changing movement in this one right now? No, not really. Right? Not really. Um, it's a little higher right now. I would say, if anything, um, I'll leave that one there. So here's the issues with this one. You got buying right there, right? You got buying right here, right? You got a little bit of a confirmation slash buying right here and down. So what's easier right now? I mean, again, there's a lot of different zones. Can it smash them? Sure, it can. But right now we have more smooth sailing to the top side until we get up to really up in there, 185.80. Just make that 185.80, right? Up in that range. So we kind of need this one to surge, right? Again, there's any number of it could find buyers here, it could find buyers here, it could find buyers here, it could find buyers here. There's a bunch of little steps, and it's been very very slow. It's trying to grind its way back again. 185.80 is the next real great level, but right now there's just not enough catalyst, and I don't think even. Oh, there, yeah, you want to come back here? pill on Thursday. Not a very big week for the UK, right? Not a very big week for the UK news wise. So yeah, I think this one is unfortunately going to be more at risk to um, fluctuations from the yen right now. Right, I think that's going to be the bigger driving factor right now. Okay. Yeah, with lack of any news, we're missing UK catalyst is the problem with this one. Dollar CAD. Looks like Dollar CAD nailed that one too. And again, we had this level drawn. We talked about again. It's not necessarily the best news trader. It's up 0.8. You can see it's pulling back again. So much basing yesterday and nothing. We knew we had confirmations coming in. Really at the bottom of this green candle is where the red, green, red happened. It did have a confirmation up. You could have shrunk this one to here if you really needed to. It doesn't matter. You can see it hit it at about 8:30 and then kind of paused. We got a red, green, red confirmation, but it's kind of the same thing, right? We got buying occurring right here, right? We got buying occurring right here, right? There's another piece down here. You can see from this level here, there's buying occurring right there. So there's a number of different levels in this one as well. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you have an ugly channel. There's not really the best. You can kind of take it from the top and bottom of the channel, but even so, there's another little backstop right here. So we kind of really need some big news to kind of shoot this one way or the other. But I think the important things to note on this one is, again, late last night at midnight, what did we see? Nothing but straight up in the news, and we were holding in the top side of this channel, and then boom, an immediate push. Now, even this candle right now, it's only 20 pips, right? This one has a 27 pip 4 hour ATR. So you can see it's not as big of a mover as some of the other pairs out there. Um, so it's just okay, right? It's just okay. Oh, did I get that one? Crap. Oh, I did have it. Crap. Man, there's a double that's just flying around and they're like all over the computer screen. They love the computer screen. All right. Yeah, so as far as dollar CAD goes, I think my feeling on this one is the same. Again, I'm more into the weakness right now that we're seeing into it. I like the dollar weakness on this one, but I'm not ready to place a trade. There's just too many levels in here, too much congestion. I need it really to go one way or the other, wipe out a bunch of this junk in here that we've had. And again, this one may be one of those things that we need to wait till September. Um, dollar Swiss. So again, we're looking for 88.68. Did we touch it? Did we hit it? Did we hit it? Did we hit it? No, we missed it by just a little bit. Again, in the overnight, drove it right up to that level we were looking for it to get in. And yeah, it was a nice drop. I mean, it was a nice short, right? We were looking for 88.08. That was our profit target. And you can see it came down to 88.05. So it went three pips past the profit. So it was good as far as that was concerned. But again, hit that 9:30 time frame when we started to move. It's a 41 pip mover too. It's a nice move. I think that entire move. Yeah, 55 pips. It's got a 60 pip ATR, so it's a shame it didn't just get a little bit higher. Um, Again, trade what you see. Straight up, boom, right back down. Right? Mm, It's a shame. It's a shame. That was a really decent level. We had an alert on it too. 8 pips. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is what it ran into this level here. Right? That's what it ran into. And again, kind of an aggressive level. It is 11 on a level. We mentioned this one yesterday, but we had a touch again, kind of barely touched it there, and then it was like for me on this one with the base before, it's kind of like it's trying, it's trying, it's trying. So yeah, again, sometimes the aggressive attitude works with trading. Sometimes it does not. In this case, had you traded this one aggressively, and again, aggressive dollar Swiss is kind of like a contradictory statement, but again, the aggressive zone versus taking the one that's a little bit more conservative would have made the most sense here. So again, strong push, strong push. Dollar yen. Look at that. It's kind of like they knew, right? European market. There's the European market. Shot it straight up, 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, right here. And then boom, straight back down to exactly where we were. It is up 0.01. In 24 hours, it's moved 7 pips. Right? Moved 7 pips. So um, Um, yeah. So again, tell me that news is not rigged. Let's make it really, really, really high so we can short it. And then news comes out, boom, right back into that same level of junk base. Right. So, yeah. Um, okay. So that does something interesting. The 23.6 now is sitting at 146. So, not that there's an amazing level here, but I'm wondering if we look for again, you're gonna have the 146 in there. You're gonna have the 23.6 pullback in there. You're gonna have a lot in there. Now, unfortunately, this test it's a Friday at 10 o'clock. It did kind of push it pretty deep in there. Kind of what I want to see. I want to see a green, red, green confirmation off that. If it just like slices through, no trade. Look for the green. Look for the pullback in, right? And then maybe one test and look for it to shoot out. So confirmation entry. Do I have a C? I feel like there's so much over there. I don't even know anything in here that would. I'm definitely not doing stickers, but yeah, I mean this is kind of like we need the confirmation entry, right? We need the check the box, see the red green red or the green red green, and then look for this to push back up again. But 146 is going to be the target. Look for 146, right? Again, with the new peak, it is a 23.6 pullback, which people will be looking to get long. Swing traders will be looking at that one in a bigger time frame. It is a whole number, so again, that always helps. It's not a 145 or a 150, but again, 146 should be just fine as well. Okay. Bonds. Funny seeing bonds took such a big crash from the 100 time frame. We were up here forever. Um, Crashed all the way down to 92. Now we're back up again. Bonds are actually in a selling area too. Not that not that TLT and options contracts. Not that you're using really 30-minute charts for bonds, but you can see it's been a level where we got a lot of sellers and we just surged into it just now. Right? We just surged into it right now. So bonds could be turning as well. Let's see what's the dollar doing again. Yeah, the dollar's again, it's creeping back down. It did slice through, but we are starting to get to this area right here with the confirmation touch there. So we're kind of getting close, right? Kind of getting close. Oil again. There's a trade from yesterday. You were at 11:30, right? So that one is out. We are looking for a target of 80. 80 broke. But again, we are talking about 80.01. It's 80.01 right now. We're right back into that same kind of channel. And again, right? Okay, okay, that's good. Um, Yeah, so the problem with this one, the reason why oil is really pulling back again and chopping right now, obviously less job openings, less kind of growth. Consumer confidence is down. People tend not to spend as much money. Um, so yeah, yeah. So right now, yeah, I would say oil doesn't really have much. We'll see what the inventory looks like tomorrow. So yeah, I would say oil probably maintains range bound at this point. We'll see if we can break much lower, but I think really between this low down here, can we break it? We should. We may be able to break it actually. There's no levels. I mean, again, spike down, spike down. spike down. It's a higher spike. So, I mean, I could say that, hey, listen, there's buyers right there. But right now, there's nothing from there stopping this to the downside. Consumer confidence is lower. Lower confidence means people are not traveling as much, not spending as much money if the confidence goes down. It's still at a good level, though. So, again, don't get me wrong. It is still at a good level. So, not horrible. So, as far as this one goes, again, not really much of a trade setup right now. Natural gas. So we know natural gas is high. We looked at it before. Again, everything because Hurricane Adalia, I guess. Um, we got down to we filled the gap, right? There was the gap fill that we were looking for. We filled the gap. That was the takeoff point. You can see we hit it and then just skyrocketed past. We gapped back up into the other area sellers back at the 61 and we pushed. We came higher. We pushed deeper and now we're starting to struggle. You're starting to see this in there. Again, the price is in. Hurricane, as long as it doesn't get worse or in a day or two, we should be seeing a deterioration back down again. So, with this nice surge higher, again, options traders out there, this would be one of those opportunities where, again, we surge back into an area, again, a decent area. It's already been stopped back here before. If you could find some type of a spread based trade down here on more of a swing term basis, probably not a bad place to take a short. Seeing a big, seeing a push up 3.6% just because of a little bit of news. Yeah, it should be a decent mover. Gold. Here we go. Talk about another kind of technically traded chart. Now this one started to move a little bit early. What did they do? Again, this is why we drew the two lines. What did the UK fans do? They started here. They went sideways, and then they went down, and then they started to go up before news, right? And it slowed just a little bit, and then news came out straight up, right? They pushed it down, they got it on sale, and then boom, skyrocketed. And again, I think this is the right trade. We were hoping to be up there. We were hoping that this would continue to rally up, or from here it would rally up before news, but it didn't. It rallied down. And again, that's why we had that zone up there at 229. So we can take that off now. We can see where this one is really pushed. And again, quite a big move, as it should be, though, as it should be. So we can remove that right now. Question is, what will stop gold next? There is a small level here, but I don't know if that. Uh, it's an okay. This is an okay level. I wouldn't say this is like a grade A level. It's all right. I would say that this is a great profit target. This trade has already hit one, so that one's out. Really, these next two levels are not that great. The 61's kind of backstopped in. Problem with this one is there is a drop-based drop, but it came up and pushed it literally to the brink. So maybe there's a little bit of technical trading in there. Kind of same feeling. I'm wondering if this is the reversal point. Again, we know buyers are in there and it's starting to halt now. Right? I'm wondering if this is the trade. It's really needs to go to there. Halfway. Halfway. Hmm. Not the worst of trades. Hmm. Beat you. Yeah. I don't think that's the worst of reversal points. Right? Not the worst reversal points. Um, Again, that data should be washed out by 10:30. Again, looking for 10:30 reversals from news, pushing it up. It's been straight up since 8:30 this morning. I think that's a decent reversal. If you're able to grab that one, right? So one of those ones, it's like because the candle starts below it, it's gonna mess this one up. Silver, what do we got with silver? Again, nice spike in silver. All right, so good. So again, not concerned with the 24. It did push it back down again, but this one again harder to trade. Um, Any major movement in there? Nah, I mean it kind of pushed it down, but again, a green, red, green right before news at 9:30 is all right. We can pull these off. I think this one reverses as well. Again, not as interested in the 78.6 mark. There is actually here. We can actually do this there. But with it touching the 78, going above the 78, we can pull this sucker off. off. That guy's done. Let's bring this all the way up. Oh, you know what? Silver did hit that level. Again, not my favorite level in the world. I'd be surprised if that works. Look at that. The 1 to 3, this 3.04 brings it right down to the 50%. Right, brings it right down to the 50%. Not the worst one. It's the same. Both of them are same trades. Same trades. Kind of feel like I like the gold one better. That's hard. They're both there. I think either of those two are decent shorts. I'd be good with either of those two. All right, let's drop it down to 15. VIX should absolutely be dropping to the downside. Again, on 15 minute, you can see the dollar starting to struggle. And again, you can see, yeah, 9:15, 9:30. Not really any fooling. So yesterday we didn't get as high. We pulled back yesterday. So let's bring this all the way up. Again, news wasn't going to stop that one. Funny, there was a level there, right? Rally, pullback, surge, and that's what we ended up grabbing at about 8:30 this morning. So again, not necessarily opening print level. You could have traded this morning, sure, sure. And again, what did it do? The Europeans. There's your 3 o'clock. Europeans did what? Drove it down. So kind of like the Europeans knew the data as well. So again, more of an 8:30ish base trade versus a, and again, futures market. So 8:30 is there. Opening print would have been sitting right here. Again, it just based. It actually just given you look your green, your red pullback, and then your green closed above was at 9:15. So funny enough, it showed you that there was a trend reversal in the 15-minute just in time for the 9:30 candle, and then you can see the market was not really fooled at all. And again, I feel like this is where people saw the adjustment, right? They looked at it and said, "Oh, it's been adjusted." Um, all right. Um, right now, I mean, we're gonna play with this. We're gonna play with all this right now. But overall, I think this is good for the economy. I don't think it really changes the Fed's data too much. Again, something Powell's looking at something. But overall, the data was great today. Again, with the adjustment, everything down, that is obviously helping the cause right now. So we'll see. There's probably a little bit of profit taking. I'd like us to put a shelf in. Again, the reason why we're looking for that shelf is obviously because again, the non-farm employment change number. This one could, if it, it's expected to be greatly down if it comes in at 250. Remember, job openings were much lower. Does that mean that more people accepted those jobs? So those job openings are not there anymore. So will this number be 400,000? Will this be twice as high? Right? All these people are, because there's two things, right? You could have a job opening and then you just delete the job opening, meaning, you know what? Maybe we won't hire. We don't need it, right? Or you hired somebody for that job, which means if we see the employment change numbers surging because the job openings was lower, again, that starts to kind of tank the other side of the market, meaning that more pain is coming. So with this rallying higher, again, it's kind of one of those is today's number super positive, and then tomorrow when the employment like, oh my god, we hired a lot more people. Hey, the Fed can keep raising interest rates. Boom, we bring it right back down again. Confidence is lower, right? So you don't want bad consumer confidence, but if all these people got their, if all those people got jobs, then that number could be much higher than expected. So that would be a turn and rollback. That would be kind of one of those like good as bad scenarios. So yeah, but again, somewhat of a parabolic move. It started early. NQ, yeah, we pulled back to this a level as well, right there, right, and we came down 8:30. Yep, 8:30 touch. 9:30 is right here. So again, let's look at this one. Green, red pulled back, did not go lower. Green closed above at 9:15. So there to there was your confirmation, right? And then boom, off to the races. So again, not necessarily opening print, went a little bit early. And again, we surged through that level, which is nice. We can clear that off. That was actually a good zone. I like that. I wished it was at one of those two levels, but again, that's busted. Um, next level of sellers is there. Actually, just take this and we'll put this one on. Right. So we got some room, but again, kind of a parabolic move. So again, if we see a green, red, green, the opposite of what we see here, again, that would be an opportunity to take this one short and collect some profit. I mean, we knew NQ, again, it was the strongest to start the morning off. So what indicator is this? Um, this is a student indicator. It's right here. Oh no, that's not it. Is that it? I forget how to do it. Oh yeah, ATR table. Yeah, this is actually, if you search this ATR table multi time frame forex, you should be able to see it. It is it community scripts, my scripts, favorites? Yeah, it's one of. I don't know if I can search that R. It's I forget how to do it. How to add on there. There's actually a post in Discord. If you message in Discord, you can do like an at everyone or at all. Um, there's a student that can send you the information. Yeah, it's not mine. One of my students kind of built it for TradingView because that I used to have the ATR on the top and the bottom, and I just didn't like them. They would move around and stuff. This one's much better. Doesn't work for everything. Doesn't work for everything, but it works for most things. So, but yeah. So again, look for a reversal. Get a red green. I think this one probably turns and flips. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down here. YM looks exactly the same. YM, again, a green, red, green. Look, green, red, green, right there. Confirmation touch. This one, I would say probably missed by a little bit. Right there, probably missed by a little bit. There is obviously it's a level on top of a level, but you could have said that there was a zone there. So same thing. 9:30 just rolled out of it. So they all look really the same, right? 8:30. We saw the Europeans push these down into zones of buying and selling. Then we saw green, red, greens come in. You know, on the 15-minute charts. Russell did not. Russell had um, Russell had a nice little whip. Look at the and we talked about this. Russell will be the most volatile on this one. Look at the whip down. 9:30. It's like whoop, all the way right back down to this level of basing and then took off. So again, Russell deserves to be up there. I think Russell will kind of crash hard eventually, based off tomorrow's numbers. We're at 50 right now. We clear here? Maybe. Actually, more of a so. We'll see. So again, kind of the same thinking. We're up at that 10:30 time frame. There's any type of profit taking coming in from the open. Now would be when it comes in. We are at a 50% retracement from the last high to low. Well, I guess the last trend. It's not high to low because this was just trending and then this last strong push. So, there is an artificial level sitting there and a little bit of a confirmation coming in. So we're hitting it right now. Nice surge forward. So this would be where reversal comes in. So all of them look the same, minus Russell. ESNQYM, green, red, green. Europeans pushed it down in an area of buyers. Got the confirmation right for the open. Took off, and then obviously the news also was justified with it. Not sure. All right. All right. So with that, 10:35. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway for the day. A little bit low. A little bit low. We were at 7 or 8 yesterday. Only 4 people in today. So I will give it to. We'll take it right to 7 minutes, even though it's been open the entire time. Dun, 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 dun. This is here. We're missing all the girls today. I swear Debbie was here. Maybe Debbie is not here today. I don't know. Like I said, first days of school everywhere. It's always hard. This is one of those weeks. And like I said, just a reminder, since there's more people here now than there was earlier today, I will not be broadcasting tomorrow. It is Reese's first day of school. It is Jin's first day of school. And it is my birthday tomorrow. So I will not be broadcasting tomorrow because there's going to be craziness with trying to get Asher to get Jin on her bus, get Reese to his bus, or actually Reese dropped off at school because we can only do drop off at Reese's school, and then get Asher down to his mom's house so he can catch the bus right afterwards. So it's gonna be chaos tomorrow morning. Chaos, I tell you. As well as my mom's getting her second eye surgery today. Um, she has that at 11 today. So yeah, or yeah, around that time. All right, let's close this down. I gave him no chance. All right, winner of today's drilling is Neuro. Neuro takes it. How many did you have in there? You had 5 in there. I think that's 2 in a row, right, Neuro? You won yesterday too, didn't you? Yeah, you did. All right, so Neuro gets his 100. Let's go to leaderboard. Where's Neuro? There we go. All right, there we go. Happy birthday, I hate young dudes. No, I ain't that young, bud. I scored. I wish I was that young, but every day I feel like I'm older and older and older, and I feel it. Like I feel older. I don't. It's not just that I am. I feel older. So, with that, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much. Again, I will not see you tomorrow morning. I will be back on Thursday morning. Say a prayer for me. Hopefully, I survive all the chaos tomorrow, the craziness, and yeah, I'm gonna have some birthday cake. Have some birthday cake. I don't have any. I don't have any liquid courage, so I don't have any mason jars to drink. Ernest. But yeah, with that, I'm out of here. You guys have a great trading day today, and I'll see you on Thursday. Have a good one. Take care.